Hey, welcome back to the garage. Today, what we're going to be doing is figuring out why the fuel gauge that does this in the 911 is not working. It's been stuck at 3/4 for probably three years now. It doesn't matter if it's empty, full, etc. So I'll show you how the fuel sending unit actually works. So I don't know if it's a gauge issue. So we'll test that. I don't know if it is a stuck sending unit or if the sending unit is just old and worn out and doesn't work anymore. I need to replace it. They're probably about $100, so I'd rather not have to spend it rather not spend it if I don't have to. So what we'll do is we'll test one, make sure the gauge is functioning properly, and then two, see if we can't pull the sending unit, disassemble it, and see if there's a stuck slide or something in there. So let me show you what it looks like in the car, and then we'll do a quick test on whether the gauge itself is broken or not. So onwards. All right, for those of you that don't know, the 911 has the engine all the way in the back over yonder. So up front, you have a little frunk space and then the fuel tank. And that bit right there is the fuel tank. That round bit right there is the actual fuel sending unit. And what it is there's a tube with a slider on the inside with some, the electrical ribbon. You might see it on your laptop or other electronic things. And the slider slides up and down it. And what that does is it provides different resistance information to this little electronic bit. And what that does is tells your fuel gauge where it should be. So if you look here, you're seeing fuel gauge right there on the left-hand side is at 3/4. It is always at 3/4. It used to work. Now it doesn't, and I'm suspecting it's the, like I said, the fuel sending unit. So that was at 3/4. If we come over here, back to the front of the car, unplug this guy, which is the electronical communicator bits, and come on back over here. It is now at empty. So in my little pea brain, that means the gauge itself is working because it moves up and down, and when the car's off, it's on empty. I fire it up and it goes up to 3/4, but it doesn't go beyond that. So it very well could be that the gauge does have some kind of resistance where it won't go up past 3/4, but I don't think that's the case. So what we're going to do is take out the fuel sending unit and see if we can't fix it. All right, so to remove the fuel sending unit, obviously we needed to unplug that. So we'll just kind of toss it over the shock, move that out of the way. And then there's also, so this is the processor. I don't know what the heck it is, but this bit of the electronic bit actually reads the ohms. It gets processed through here and then sent back to the car. This also could be broken or non-functioning. I'm not sure exactly how to test that, so we shall see. But what I need to do is get this out, undo this little band clamp, pull that off, and then this will unscrew and the whole thing will come out. So let me go get a screwdriver, a couple of screwdrivers probably, and see about getting that thing pulled off. All right, next thing is to see if I have a pair of channel locks. I think I do, big enough to fit over this. Oh yeah, plenty grande enough. In fact, that was a little too grande. Having the strut brace in the way is kind of a pain. All right, so here is the fuel sending unit tube. Drain all the fuel out of it. All right, let's get it over the workbench and see if I can figure this out. All right, so my understanding of how this works is you have this tube right here I'll flip this around. And you see there are two little holes, right? And what that does is that actually fills with fuel, and there's a slider that's in there that provides a certain amount of resistance when it's full versus when it's empty. I'm not sure if this can be rebuildable or if it is even serviceable, but the worst that can happen is I take it apart, it doesn't work, and I buy a new one, and I just stick this back on the car to seal the tank. So that's worst case scenario. First thing is first, let's see about getting this little nut off the bottom. Let's see, 8mm. Oh, not even thinking about being the right size. I don't have a wrench that small, so what we'll do is take this little adjustable guy and toss it on there. Okay. Now what I need to do is try and separate this little bottom plate from the tube, and then the tube from this bit right here. So looks like this actually should come off nice and easy. So let me do that. And that pulls this whole shebang out. Oh, there it goes. All right, let me find that freaking thing. Okay, so similar principle to what I was thinking, maybe a slightly different execution. So I gotta be very gentle with this. I don't know if you can see. I don't know, maybe. Let me put my hand behind there. See there, those two wires? That is what this rides on. And if you can see in there, it's probably really difficult to see, but there are two little metal tabs that ride on either side of the wire. And then same thing on this side. So if I look here, the wire is captive between the two pieces of metal. It's only touching one piece on this side. So I think that may be an issue, right? Not making consistent contact with the wire. And it very well also could have been that this didn't slide exceptionally well, right? Obviously it slides just fine on here, but you know, if we look at the inside of the tube, you know, potentially need to clean that up. Maybe clean the outside of this. It doesn't look too bad, but there's a little bit of schmutz and stuff on there, so that could be it. So what I'm thinking is what I need to do, just clean everything really, really well, and then tighten those tabs up on, what side is it? One of these sides. I need to get a bit closer to make sure that it's actually making contact consistently, and then reinstall it and see how it goes. That's what I'm thinking. So let me get to cleaning. All right, so as it turns out, those little metal things were spring loaded, but what I did notice is that main rod that the float was on was actually cockeyed a little bit, and the float would get stuck because it does go up all the way in here to represent full. It would get stuck. So what I'm thinking is that was actually just wedged in here to read 3/4 constantly. So if you listen to it now, right, so the float is all the way down, so that would read empty. I don't know if you heard that, but now it's full, and it's all the way up in here, up in her. But it's not wedged because I tweaked it. Now if I go back to empty, there it is. Cool. So let's get it reinstalled and see what it looks like. All right. Got that screwed back in. Got that on. That plugged in. That plugged in. Should be good. Wish me luck. Let's mosey on over here. Let's grab the key, toss it in, give her some power, see how that looks. All right, so it is going up. Cool. Oh, look at that. And it's just above, I don't know if you can see that. There's a fantastic reflection, but it's just above a half a tank. So I'm going to drive the hell out of this thing. Actually, I have an appointment to get a new jack point welded in tomorrow. So So we'll see if that that moves. So long story short, looks good because it's not stuck 3/4 like it was before. So anyway, appreciate y'all coming along. That was a nice, easy little fix. Hopefully it's fixed. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.